Back at Grady's Field for game number 8 of the 2017 Xenia Scouts campaign. The Xenia Scouts 2-5 coming into this contest will take on the 4-3 Cincinnati Steam here this afternoon at Grady's Field. The Steam beat the Scouts last night in Cincinnati by a final score of 6-4. The Steam scored 6 runs in the first 4 innings of the ball game, and the Scouts responded with 2 in the 5th to make it 6-4. The rest of the way, it was zeros. No score 5th through 6th through the 9th. Took a tough 6-4 loss. The Southern standings right now in the Great Lakes League stand at the Richmond Jazz 4-2, the Southern Ohio Copperheads 5-3. And now we're going to hold on for 1 second for a prayer and the national anthem. Back here at Grady's Field, the national anthem over, and we are a minute or two away from the first pitch in game number 8 of the 2017 Great Lakes season. Gabe Genovesi here with you this afternoon alongside my partner, Andrew Alix. We will bring you all the action today and, of course, throughout the rest of the season. The Scouts, I already talked about the loss last night to this team. I was in the middle of discussing the division standings. The Richmond Jazz in first at 4-2. The Southern Ohio Copperheads at 5-3. The Steam right behind both of those teams, a half game back at 4-3. And the Hamilton Joes and the Xenia Scouts tied for 4th at 2-5. Your pitcher today for the Xenia Scouts will be Alix Worthington. Worthington just joined the Xenia Scouts a couple days ago. His first start of the season will come this afternoon. The 6'4 lefty from Bellevue College will actually transfer and play his redshirt sophomore season at Biola University this upcoming year with our let's see, where is he today? Ange Bourgeois is at second today. So Bourgeois and Worthington soon to be teammates, and the Steam will bat first here in this afternoon's ball game. Jace Mercer will lead it off for the Steam, followed by Jake Bork and Dallas Beaver, the 1-2-3 hitters for the Steam. Mercer, the switch hitter, bats on the right side against the lefty Worthington. Jace Mercer, the sophomore from Cincinnati. And the first pitch from Worthington is a fastball high and away for ball 1. Jace Mercer comes into today's contest 7 of 27 on the year. That's a .259 batting average. Now the 1-0, high and away, 2 balls and no strikes to Jace Mercer.
And Worthington missing upstairs the first couple of pitches. Remember, this is a spot start. Worthington, his school went very late on a trimester schedule. Unable to come to the training camp. We'll see how he does as we throw him right in the line of fire.
Now Mercer flares one into right field. It's caught by Dylan Lottenville on a few steps in. There's one down here in the first inning.
So after missing upstairs a couple times, Worthington gets his pitch and a fly out to right field, 1 away now. And a very dangerous top of this order for the Cincinnati team. We saw it last night. We're going to see how Worthington settles in here.
The 2-hole hitter today for this team, Jake Bork, playing shortstop this afternoon. The first pitch from Worthington, just outside, ball 1. The infield for the Scouts today, Aaron Takis at the hot corner, Ben Beachy at shortstop, Bourgeois at second in the middle infield, and Kyle Casserly at first. The 1-0 pitch from Worthington, high and outside, ball 2. The outfield for the Scouts today, Jordan Lambert in left, Francisco Andina in center, and Dylan Lottenville in right field. The 2-0 pitch, high and away, a fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. So just, except for the fly out from Mercer, 5 balls from Worthington to start this one.
And he's missing upstairs pretty much every time, Gabe.
The 3-0 pitch, way high and away. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to Jake Bork, and that'll bring up the dangerous Dallas Beaver.
Now Beaver coming to the plate. We talk about Dallas Beaver, a guy who comes into this game batting at a .483 mark, and he is an absolutely tough out and a big-time threat with runners on base. So Worthington has been missing on the outside. A couple of right-handed hitters to start things off. Now facing the lefty Dallas Beaver. Everything's been high and outside. So we'll see if he is way inside this time or how he can adjust.
The first pitch to Beaver, low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Beaver. 15 of 31 is Dallas Beaver to start the year, a .484 batting average. Now the 1-0. Smacked into right field by Beaver. Lottenville can't cut it off. That ball's going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming around from first is Jake Bork. He will score easily. The throw to third is wide to Takis, and he is safe at third. Dallas Beaver slides into third with his first triple of the year, an RBI triple at that, and it's 1-0 Steam.
And we talked about it just a second ago. Dallas Beaver from the University of Central Florida, one of the biggest threats at the plate that we're going to see all year long in this league. And Worthington, after struggling to find the zone, gave him something to hit, and he absolutely took advantage of it, smacking that to right center field, sliding in with a triple, and the Steam already on the board here in the top of the first.
And the cleanup hitter, Mike Moffitt, comes up. He bloops one towards right field, but foul. No balls and 1 strike to Moffitt.
And this is the first strike delivered in a count. The only pitches that'll count as strikes for Alex Worthington were the balls hit into the field.
Now Moffitt chops one towards third, but foul, and Worthington's ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Alex Worthington made 5 appearances at Bellevue College this past season. Opponents hit .294 against Worthington. And now the 0-2 high and away, ball 1. No wins, no losses in the 5 appearances for Alex. Mike Moffitt, the cleanup hitter, 11 for 29 at the plate, a .379 batting average. That's third this team. Now the 1-2, an off-speed pitch low in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moffitt, the cleanup hitter, has some power as well. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run for Mike Moffitt. The 2-2 pitch, a fastball outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The count, the total now, 10 balls thrown by Worthington, 4 strikes.
Worthington, a deep breath on the mound. He comes set, the 3-2 pitch. A swing and a miss on a fastball at the chin, strike 3. And Alex Worthington has his first strikeout of the 2017 season.
And a big pitch going with the high heat there is Alex Worthington, and a big out now. 2 away. Still another runner in Dallas Beaver 90 feet away. And if you're Alex Worthington, the name of the game is going to be limiting the damage here. And with Blaine Griffiths coming to the plate, it might be a tough task.
The first pitch to Griffiths is a slider that he swings through. No balls and 1 strike. Alex Worthington, maybe, usually, mainly is the word I was trying to say there. A fastball slider pitcher, mixes in some changeup as well. The 0-1 pitch, a fastball high and away, and that just seems to be the start Worthington's had here in the first inning. The slider's gotten over once or twice. The fastball's been way high.
It has been a struggle to find control here early on for Alex Worthington. Shaky start. Can he bring it back?
This time, the pitch bounces on the plate. A good block by Park. 2 balls and 1 strike to Blaine Griffiths. Griffiths 10 for 28 coming into this game. The 10 hit is 3rd on the Cincinnati team. The 2-1 pitch. Low and inside for ball 3.
Worthington trying to work both sides of the plate there, but as he's been missing outside a lot when he tries to go to the outside part of the plate, just a little bit inside that time.
The 3-1 pitch. High and away. The fastball misses once again, and the runners are on the corners for the Steam.
That was pitch number 20 of this inning so far, and another very hot one, very humid here at Grady's Field in Xenia. And Worthington would be hard-pressed to get out of this inning and try to save himself a little bit. Fatigue could be an issue for both sides, and it looks like the newly shaven pitching coach, Corey Koo, is going to come out to the mound and have a word with the righty Worthington, or should I say the lefty.
Hayden Singer will be the batter for the Steam. Singer in last night's contest, 1 for 4 with a single. He also struck out twice. That was one of Hayden Singer's worst night that was coming in to last night's game. He was 7 for 23. He's now 8 for 27 on the year. A short visit from Corey Koobs. Park calling out signals as runners are on the corners here for the Steam. 1-0 Cincinnati over the Scouts here in the top of the first. Dallas Beaver stands on 3rd. Blaine Griffiths on 1st. 1 down. Hayden Singer, the designated hitter today for this team, at the plate. The first pitch to Singer. This time the fastball gets the outside corner. Strike 1. Hayden Singer just as dangerous as the 3, 4, 5 hitters in this lineup. Batting 6th today, but leads the team with 11 RBIs. This time the fastball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Singer, the righty, a little bit of an open stance. Now the 1-1. Fouled off behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A good slider there from Alex Worthington.
Worthington just 1 pitch away now. We saw what he did with the high heat with Mike Moffitt, putting him down swinging. And Hayden Singer, who bats from the right side against the lefty Worthington. See if we can get him with the high heat again.
The 1-2. He went with the slider inside for ball 2. Worthington taking his time. Checks the runner at first. Now the pitch. It's line drive, left field, base hit. An RBI single from Hayden Singer, and it's 2-0 Steam here in the first.
And Singer on 2-2, just getting a hold of that one a little bit. Bloops it over the head of the shortstop, Ben Beachy, into left field. And just like that, run number 2 comes home. And for the Scouts, the same old story, same old song and dance, my friend, going behind early in the early innings, the first, second, the third. And just like all the games prior, the Scouts are going to have to play from behind in this one.
Alex Holderbach steps to the plate for the Steam. 9 for 28 on the year. A .321 batting average. The first pitch to Holderbach. A off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Holderbach, 3 RBIs this season, only 1 extra base hit. It was a double. He also leads the team with 6 walks. The 0-1 pitch. Another slider in there for strike 2. Two on, 2 out for this team here in the top of the first. 2-0 is the Cincinnati lead over the Scouts. An RBI triple from Dallas Beaver and an RBI single from Hayden Singer have got Cincinnati on the board. Worthington's ahead on Holderbach, 0-2. The pitch. Fastball outside, ball 1. Worthington did a nice job at hitting his spot there. Park did set up outside the plate. Holderbach did not chase. Griffiths on second, Singer on first. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off into the body of Holderbach. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alix Holderbach will be a junior at Eastern Kentucky. After only hitting 188 his freshman year, he hit 355 for Eastern Kentucky this past season. Now he's off to a hot start this summer, batting .321. Worthington, the lefty. The 1-2 pitch. Low in the dirt, a good block by Park. Blaine Griffiths will not go, and the count's even at 2-2. Holderbach, the third baseman today for the Steam. Worthington taking his time. Now the 2-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit, center field. That carries toward right. Ondina picks it up. Griffiths comes around from second and scores. An RBI single from Alix Holderbach, and it's 3-0 Cincinnati here in the first. Singer moves to third on the hit. Holderbach stays at first, an RBI single, and that'll bring up Brian Guck.
And it continues. It continues here. The Scouts struggling to get out of this top of the first inning. 2 outs here. The Steam still threatening to add a couple more with a 3-0 lead now, and it's almost batted all the way through the order. The 8-man in the order now, Brian Guck.
Guck comes in 4 for 9 on the year. And now he takes a fastball outside, ball 1. Guck's also been hit by a pitch. He has 10 at-bats in this 2017 season. He's reached base on 5 of them. And now a ball low, a good block by Park. 2 balls and no strikes to Brian Guck.
19 pitches, or more than 19 pitches, 19 balls, 12 strikes thus far. This will be pitch number 32 of the first inning here for Alix Worthington.
Guck fouls one off toward the Steam dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike. Guck will be a senior at Adrian College, a Division III school. They went 34-13 overall and 23-5 in the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association Conference. The 1-2 pitch, line drive, base hit right field, an RBI single from Brian Guck. Holderbach will hold up at second, and it's 4-0 Steam here in the first. The second RBI of the year for Brian, and this is not the start the Scouts were looking for.
Not at all.
4 runs on 4 hits for the Steam. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Connor Seglars. Seglars pitched yesterday against the Scouts. The lefty fouls one off, no balls and 1 strike. So he pitched yesterday, and I believe his final line, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout, no runs, no walks. In the field, Seglars has only played 1 game, 2 at-bats. He's 1 for 2 on the season. The 0-1 pitch from Worthington. A swing and a miss on a slider. No balls and 2 strikes to Connor Seglars. Alex Holderbach on second. Brian Guck on first for the Steam. 4-0 Cincinnati. Top of the first inning, 2 down. The 0-2 pitch to Seglars. Catches the outside corner, strike 3. Got Seglars looking. The second strikeout of the inning for Alex Worthington, but the damage is done. 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 left on base by the Steam, and the Scouts trail 4-0 heading to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the first we go here at Grady's Field. A 4-run top half of the first inning for the Cincinnati Steam. They lead your Scouts 4-0. As Ben Beachy will lead off the first for the Scouts, followed by Ryan Park and Jordan Lambert. Logan Heintzman on the mound today for the Steam. And the first pitch to Beachy is a strike in the outside corner. Heintzman, a righty. The righty from Campbell University. He did not play his freshman season at Campbell. Now Beachy lays down a bunt real high in the air. Fair ball right to the catcher in Dallas Beaver. He easily throws Beachy out, and Beachy thought that ball bounced foul. Instead, it bounced right just in front of the plate, and there's 1 down. And that'll bring up Ryan Park for the Scouts. Park, 7 for 18 on the year, a .389 batting average. That's second on the Xenia Scouts team. He takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Ryan Park. Park will be a sophomore at point. Nazarene, and now a ground ball toward the first baseman, Guck. He makes the play on 2 hops, and there's a quick 2 outs here for the Scouts in the bottom of the first.
And if you're Alex Worthington, who just went through, 33 pitches out there and 93-degree heat and a ton of humidity, seeing the first 2 Scouts go down in, less than 45 seconds here, it's got to be not quite reassuring.
Jordan Lambert comes up for the Scouts. He takes a ball low. Lambert 6 for 10 in his last 10 at-bats, now 9 for 23 on the year. Another ball outside, 2-0. Lambert leads this team in hits and batting average, a .391 average. The 2-0 pitch from Heintzman, a curveball grounded toward Mercer at second. He scoops it up, fires over to first, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Scouts here in the bottom half of the first inning. Cincinnati leads Xenia 4-0 as we head to the top half of the second inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, a home game for the Scouts. Finally, only their third game at home thus far this year, and they trail 4-0 to the Cincinnati Steam as we head to the top of the second. My partner mentioned it last inning, not exactly what you were looking for if you're the pitcher, Alex Worthington. You have a long inning. You allow 4 runs on 4 hits, and the Scouts come up to the plate. 1, 2, 3, less than 10 pitches, and Worthington's right back out there.
Indeed, and fatigue could be an issue here, but he's got to face the order. Let's see if he can do better the second time around.
The first pitch, the leadoff batter, Jace Mercer, is high and in, 1 ball and no strikes. And yes, that is the leadoff batter. In the first inning, the team batted all the way through 1 through 9. Mercer comes up for the second time today. He takes a strike at the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jace Mercer flew out to the right fielder, Lottonville, in the first inning. The 1-1 pitch from Worthington, outside, ball 2. Jace Mercer is tied for third in the league in hit by pitches. He's been hit 3 times already. And he's tied for second in the league in stolen bases with 5. So if he gets on base, he can be dangerous. And now he flies one high in the air toward the center fielder, Andina. He barely has to move. The catch made by Francisco Andina, 1 down here in the second.
And once again, Jace Mercer goes down, so he's had no luck thus far against Alex Worthington. Let's see if Alex can get to a groove here. I mean, what was it? When we say 32 pitches in the first inning, that is not the way you want to start out the game. So a quick inning here is vital if you're Alex Worthington trying to go deep into this game.
Jake Bork walked in the first inning. The first pitch to him this time is a strike on the outside edge. No balls and 1 strike. Jake Bork just part of this dangerous lineup for the Steam, and now the 0-1 pitch is grounded past Takis at third, a single for Bork. He's on for the second time today. On 1 out for the Steam here in the top of the second.
And that is hit number 5 for Cincinnati.
And that'll bring up the all-dangerous Dallas Beaver. An RBI triple in the first inning moves his average to 500 on the year. He's now 16 for 32 through the first 7 games for the Steam. The first pitch to Beaver, a curveball, drops in there at the knees, 0-1. I talked about the dangerous lineup for Cincinnati. Beaver batting 500, Mike Moffitt batting 379, Blaine Griffiths 357, Alex Holderbach 321. That's the middle of the lineup for the Steam. And not to mention Hayden Singer, who is now 9 for 28 on the year, so he's at 300.
Beaver now hitting at 483.
The pitch to Beaver just misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake Bork stands on first. Top of the second inning, 4-0, the Steam lead over the Scouts here at Grady's Field. The 1-1 pitch. The runner goes. Park's throw is wide. Beachy does scoop it up, but no tag applied. Jake Bork steals his first base of the year. And Dallas Beaver has a duck on the pond. Beaver the lefty. Worthington the lefty on the mound. And now Worthington steps off and steps back on quickly. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dallas Beaver. The pitch. Inside, Beaver checked his swing. He did not go around. 3 balls and 1 strike. Dallas Beaver will be a sophomore at Central Florida in the fall. He played in 20 games his freshman year, 3 for 19 at the plate. Well, they know he can hit now.
Indeed.
Bork dances off second and causes Worthington to step off.
You think 3 for 19? That'll probably be worthy of the red shirt year, maybe. I mean, I don't think that is a. I'm not quite sure whether that's enough appearances to qualify as actually playing.
The 3-1 is high to Beaver. He's on for the second time today. Alex Worthington has walked his 3rd batter of the day, and the runners are on first and second for the Steam here with 1 down here in the second. And Mike Moffitt will step to the plate. The second baseman, Ange Bourgeois, comes in to talk to Worthington. The future teammates, as Worthington will transfer from Bellevue College to Biola University in the fall. Ange plays at Biola. The first pitch to Moffitt. Moffitt skies one toward left field. Lambert coming in a few steps, ranges to his right, makes the grab, and there's two down here in the top of the second for Cincinnati.
So the pattern's kind of continuing here. The first two out, first two innings made by the same two batters, Jace Mercer and Mike Moffitt.
Hopefully Blaine Griffiths changes that a little.
Indeed.
Griffiths steps up at the plate. He walked in the first inning, came around to score. Bork on second, Beaver on first for the Steam, leading 4-0 over the Scouts here in the top half of the second inning. The pitch, line drive, and Beachy makes the diving grab at shortstop to save a run. Ben Beachy saves Alex Worthington there and will head to the bottom of the second. The Steam lead 4-0 here at Grady's Field. The Scouts hoping to cut into the deficit. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Heading to the bottom of the second at Grady's Field here in Xenia, Ohio. A 4-0 Cincinnati Steam lead over the Scouts as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. All 4 runs in the top of the first for Cincinnati. Now Ackerman goes to lay down a bunt. He bunts it foul behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. A huge diving catch made by Ben Beachy at shortstop for the Scouts to end the top half of the second for the Steam. That saved a run. Now Ackerman takes a curveball on the outside edge. No balls and 2 strikes. Chris Ackerman, 4 for 14 on the year, a .286 batting average. He leads the team in walks as he swings through a curveball on the outside corner. The first strikeout of the day for Logan Heitzman. And there's 1 down here in the second.
And Heitzman continues to do work here against the Scouts. And you know, baseball is a game of momentum, and the Scouts are going to have to strike quickly as the Steam have already managed 5 hits, 4 runs off of them. They're just the first 2 innings played.
Casserly takes a ball below the knees, 1-0. Kyle Casserly, 4 for 26 on the year, a .154 batting average. Third on this team with 5 RBIs as he flies one toward shallow center field. The second baseman Mercer goes back and makes the catch over his shoulder. Kyle Casserly might have been robbed of a bloop base hit there. And there's 2 down here in the second.
And a spectacular display of athleticism by Mercer, covering a lot of ground in a ball that, you know, if you point out that spot in the field, normally you would say, well, it's going to be a diving catch by the center fielder or the right fielder. But Mercer says, I got it, dude. Goes all the way back, makes the grab, and the Scouts 2 up, 2 down here so far in the home half of the second.
Aaron Takis steps to the plate. The lefty takes a ball low, 1-0. Takis 4 for 19, a .211 batting average thus far this season. He takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Logan Heitzman working very quickly here through the first 2 innings.
Yeah, that's the guy doing the point streak. Hard to keep track.
The 1-1 to Takis. A check swing, but fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Takis. Takis playing at the hot corner today, third base. Will be a sophomore at Cairn University. The 1-2 pitch to Aaron Takis way outside in the opposite batter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aaron Takis has reached base in his last 4 games. The 2-2 pitch. Just off the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Takis.
The Scouts still looking for their first base runner of this game.
The 3-2 pitch. A curveball. Got him looking. Aaron Takis looks at the curveball, and that'll do it for the Scouts here in the bottom half of the second inning. No base runners for Xenia thus far. The second strikeout of the day by Logan Heintzman. Will head to the third. 4-0 the Cincinnati lead. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Heading to the top of the third here at Grady's Field, a 4-0 lead for the Cincinnati Steam over the Xenia Scouts here early. Alix Worthington comes out for his third inning of work for the Scouts. Hayden Singer leads it off for the Steam. The first pitch to Singer, a fastball catches the outside edge, no balls and 1 strike, and that's a good sign from Alix Worthington.
I think that's the pitch he's been looking for pretty much all day long. High fastball, upper outside part of the plate. He found it there. Let's see if he can emulate it going forward.
No balls and 1 strike. This time he hits Singer on the front foot. Alix Worthington hits his first batter of the day. Singer gets hit for the 3rd time this year. And the Steam have their leadoff runner on. That'll bring up Alex Holderbach, an RBI single for Holderbach back in the 1st inning. Holderbach, 9 for 28 coming into today, now 10 for 29 on the year. The first pitch to Holderbach, inside corner, strike 1.
So now 28 balls, 27 strikes for Alix Worthington. That's 55 pitches so far today, just with nobody out here in the top of the 3rd.
The 0-1 pitch to Holderbach is low, 1-1. Alex Holderbach can really hit the ball. Hitting over 300, 321 coming into this game. He hit 355 this past school season with Eastern Kentucky. Now the 1-1, a ground ball towards third. Takis flips to second to Bourgeois. Over to first, and it pulls Casserly off the bag. The throw from Bourgeois just wide, but the Scouts get the lead runner at second, and there's 1 down.
And that's something that Corey Coobs talked to me about how he's working, even though he's a pitching coach, on the infield with Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois is stepping with the wrong foot on the transfer over at second base. And if you've noticed that the Scouts have been hard-pressed to turn to so far this season, mostly just getting the lead runner, he thinks that if Bourgeois can just work on his footwork a little bit more, the Scouts will be more effective in that department going forward.
Brian Guck at the plate now for the Steam. He also had an RBI single back in the 1st inning. He takes a ball below the knees, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Guck, chopped toward the 3rd baseline, fielded by Worthington. He'll throw over to first. Casserly scoops it out of the turf. And there's 2 down here in the 2nd. A good scoop by Kyle Casserly to save the low throw from Alix Worthington. And that'll bring up Connor Seglars, the 9-hole hitter today for this team. We already mentioned Seglars pitched last night against the Xenia Scouts. 2 innings pitched, no runs allowed by Connor Seglars. Seglars from South Suburban College. The first pitch to Seglars below the knees, 1 ball and no strikes. Seglars came into today, obviously normally a pitcher, 1 for 2 with plate, make it 1 for 3 as he struck out in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch, low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. A 4-0 Cincinnati team lead over the Xenia Scouts here in the top of the 3rd. Holderbach, the runner on second with 2 down for the Steam. The lefty Seglars. The 2-0 pitch from the lefty Worthington, low and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Worthington, a deep breath on the mound, behind in the count, 3-0. 3-0 pitch. The same spot, low and away, misses, ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Connor Seglars, and there's 2 on with 2 out for the team. The 4th walk today issued by Alix Worthington. He also hit Hayden Singer to lead off this inning. And now Bubba Cates looks toward the bullpen. He will come out, and I think he's going to make a move. He will. I believe that's Zach Wallace coming out of the bullpen for the Scouts.
Oh, a quick day for Alix Worthington.
2 2/3 innings pitched for Worthington. 4 runs, all of them earned. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts for Worthington in his first appearance. And I believe, yes, 5 hits allowed by Worthington. Zach Wallace will come in to pitch for the Scouts. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here in the top of the 3rd, 2 down for the Steam here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Runners on 1st and 2nd for Cincinnati. As Zach Wallace, the relief pitcher for this, he replaced Alix Worthington. First pitch to the leadoff batter, Jace Mercer, a switch hitter. He now bats from the left side. He takes a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike.
Commanding fastball to start things off here. Zach Wallace. We saw what he could do as a starter last weekend, also in relief in the long one against the Hamilton Joes in the first game of that 2-game set.
The 0-1 flied high toward right field. Lottenville going back, and it bounces to the wall. Lawtonville fields it. 2 runs will score. Jace Mercer has a 2 RBI double, and the Steam leads 6-0 here in the third.
And perhaps I spoke too soon.
I hesitated for a second because I thought that ball was going to be a ground rule double and hopped the fence. It stayed in the park. Lawtonville made a good throw in, but of course, way too late as the runner from second, Holderbach, scores. The runner from first, Seglar, scores, and it's 6-0 Steam. The third and fourth RBIs of the year for Mercer. And now a curveball from Wallace to the batter, Jake Bork, misses high and in. Before today, Zach Wallace, 8 1/3 innings pitched. He had allowed 12 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for Zach Wallace. Now the 0-1 pitch, chopped foul down the third baseline, 1-1. Excuse me, 1-0 pitch, now 1-1.
So we can close the book on Alex Worthington. Worthington, it's going to be 2 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 5 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts.
The 1-1 pitch to Bork, just high. Excuse me, the 0-1 pitch to Bork, just high. Wallace in relief, the pitch. Bork skies one toward the first baseman, Casserly. Kyle Casserly makes the grab on the infield turf. And that'll do it for the Steam in the third inning. A 2 RBI double by Jace Mercer gives the Steam 2 more. 6-0. The Steam lead over the Scouts as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Heading to the bottom of the third here in Xenia, Ohio at Grady's Field. The Cincinnati Steam lead the Scouts 6-0. Heading into the bottom half of the third inning. No base runners thus far for the Scouts. As Bourgeois fakes a bunt and pulls it back, but the ball catches the outside corner for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike to Ange Bourgeois, who steps to the plate. 6 for 22 thus far this year. And now the curveball catches the outside edge. Logan Heinzman is working. He is dealing through the first couple innings. 0-2 to Bourgeois. The 0-2 pitch. This time the fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that was the 20th pitch of this outing for Logan Heinzman. He has thrown 14 strikes, 6 balls, Gabe, retired all 6 of Xenia Scouts he's faced.
Now Bourgeois, chopper toward the second baseman, Mercer. He fires over to first, and they're 1 down here in the bottom half of the third inning.
Mark it down as a 4-3 in your books, and 7 straight Xenia Scouts retired here, 3 innings.
I'll bring up Dylan Lottenville for the Scouts. Lottenville 2 for 18 to start the year. He is third on this team in walks, tied for third at least with 4. His on-base percentage, .273 because of the walks. Lottenville, the righty. The first pitch from Heintzman is drilled toward left field, a high fly ball going back, and that ball is robbed by the left fielder, Connor Seglars. That is the second night in a row Dylan Lottenville has been robbed at the left field wall.
And that is got to be frustrating for anyone. I mean, Dylan Lottenville especially, but if you are the Xenia Scouts, that's just kind of a microcosm of how things have been going thus far. The no-hitter still intact.
Now Francisco Andina takes a strike on the outside corner. Dylan Lottenville just walked back in the dugout and just shaking his head. He cannot believe it. The 0-1 pitch to Francisco Andina. He takes the ball low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Andina 3 for 18 on the year. He leads this team in walks, though, tied with Chris Ackerman with 8 walks. The 8 walks from Andina is tied for 6th in the league. His on-base percentage, .423. And now he flies one into foul territory. The third baseman, Holderbach, makes the grab, and the Scouts go down 1-2-3 once again. It's a 6-0, Cincinnati Steam lead. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Andrew Alix will have the play-by-play for innings 4, 5, and 6. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Back here for the top of the 4th inning. It is 6-0 in favor of the Steam of Cincinnati, and it's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 spot in the order. We're going to lead things off with Dallas Beaver. Beaver, the first baseman from the University of Central Florida. He had a RBI triple already today. Beaver swings at first pitch from Zach Wallace, fouled off, out of play, left field side. 0-1 goes the count. Beaver, like we said, from the University of Central Florida. And we got to wonder how a guy from the University of Central Florida ends up playing for the Cincinnati team as the 0-1 comes here. That one's lifted into deep left center field. Going back is Andina. He's going to get to the track, back up, make the catch right in front of the warning track. Out number 1. Mark it down as an F8 in your books. And it looks like I'll have to finish my point about Dallas Beaver headed to Central Florida and then to the Cincinnati Steam the next time he comes to the plate. But just like that, 1 away now, and Mike Moffitt to the plate. Moffitt, he is 0 for 2 on the day, one of the few Cincinnati Steam players, in fact, the lone Cincinnati Steam player who has yet to reach base. And that might end right here, a blooper into center field off the bat of Moffitt. He attacks first pitch, makes it happen. The second hit allowed by Zach Wallace, and it's 1 on and 1 out for the Cincinnati team here in the top of the 4th. Now it's the hardest name to say in this lineup. Gabe, you can probably agree with me on that. It's Blaine Griffiths. Blaine Griffith. He came into this game batting 3:57. He walked and came around to score in the first. Lined out to the shortstop, Ben Beachy, who made a beautiful diving grab to end things in the top of the second, but he waves at first pitch. 0-1 goes the count with a runner on first and one away here in the top of the fourth. 6-0. Cincinnati is your score.
And if you don't believe us about Griffiths, just try to add an S to Griffith.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Griffith is hard enough. Griffiths, yeah, it's tough. I sound like Sylvester from the Looney Tunes. 0-2 the count now. Griffith. He bats from the left side against the righty, Zach Wallace. Wallace, who just finished up his collegiate stint at Palomar College in the great state of California, looking for a new home. And when you're looking for a new home, summer ball, the weight on your shoulders is about triple intensified. Runner goes. Ryan Park isn't going to be able to make the transfer from the glove to his hand. So sliding in safely is Mike Moffitt. And the Steam move a runner into scoring position here with just one away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now with one away. Wallace looks to the catcher, Ryan Park. The center fielder, Francisco Andina, shaded to the left. Breaking ball, low and in, says the home plate umpire. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a good pitch right there from Zach Wallace on 1-2, right at the knees. That one could have gone either way.
Wallace serves up 2-2, and that one's grounded towards the first baseman, Kyle Casserly. He'll scoop it up, step on first, mark it down as a 3 unassisted, and out number 2. But advancing from second to third on that one is Mike Moffitt. So a big out as the Scouts really can't afford to let the Steam tack on any more here. And now with Mike Moffitt over at third, it'll be the job of Zach Wallace to retire Hayden Singer and keep the deficit as it stands. Hayden Singer is 1 for 1 today. An RBI single back in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the third. First pitch, breaking ball outside part of the plate. A called strike 1. 0-1 the count here. 2 away in the top of the fourth. It is the Cincinnati 6. The Xenia Scouts, 0. The runner at third is Mike Moffitt. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Zach Wallace. And that one is hit on the ground, third base line, and it breaks foul right by third base. So a sigh of relief for Zach Wallace. And he is now 1 pitch away from finishing off Hayden Singer and putting up what would be the first 0 on the scoreboard in the Cincinnati Steam column so far today. But he's not there yet. No balls, 2 strikes. Wallace, the righty from the great state of California. He will face off against Hayden Singer. He looks over to third. Now he sets and delivers. And that one's hit high in the air towards center field. Chasing back is the center fielder, Francisco Andina, who comes under it and makes grab for 3. So no runs on hit. And 1 man left aboard for the Steam in the top of the fourth. We have reached the middle of the fourth. The Scouts lead. The Scouts do not lead the Cincinnati Steam. The Scouts trail the Cincinnati Steam by a score of 6-0. But plenty of baseball left to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning we go. It's the Cincinnati Steam 6, the Xenia Scouts nothing here at Grady's Field as the sun comes out. Back to the top of the order for the Xenia Scouts, who are still looking for their first hit of this ball game. It'll be Ben Beachy to the plate. Beachy, he grounded out a tough foul ball that landed right in front of the catcher to lead off this game, but he fouls one off right there. Count evens up 1 ball and 1 strike. Beachy from Otterbein College. Otterbein, they won the Ohio Athletic Championship in 2017. 1-1 to Beachy, breaking ball upstairs, moves the count 2-1. Beachy, a 7-for-11 performance in the OAC tournament. He watches outside. Count moves 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 now from Logan Heitzman. He delivers. And Beachy hits that one on the ground over towards short. Shortstop Bork picks it up, throws over to first in time. Out number 1 and out number 10 in a row for the pitcher Logan Heitzman. And if we've learned anything from Heitzman thus far, this man's going to get a lot of ground outs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ground outs so far, plus 3 flyouts and a couple of strikeouts. So now it's Ryan Park to the plate with 1 away here for the Scouts in the home half of the fourth. Ryan Park from Point Loma Nazarene in the great state of California. The West Coast is the best coast, as they say, and Park takes that on the outside, evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. The Steam leading the Scouts by a score of 6-0. Park takes off the plate, fastball very close, but no cigar, says the home plate umpire. So Park moves ahead in this count 2-1. Ryan, 17th in the league in batting average coming into today. That's with a .389. He waves and misses, and a changeup there. Count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Scouts still without a hit on the day so far. And Ryan Park, the Point Loma Sea Lion, trying to change that, but as he waves and misses at a ball on the outside, he will not. The 3rd strikeout of the day for Logan Heitzman. 11 Scouts in a row retired. And now Jordan Lambert to the plate. Lambert, who is one of the hottest hitters in the Xenia Scouts lineup, trying to get anything going for the Xenia Ball Club here in the home half of the fourth. First pitch to Jordan, check swing. Did he go? Appeal to the field umpire, says yes, he did. So 0-1. The count now 2 away here in the home half of the fourth. Lambert, he waits. Breaking ball up and away. Evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Logan Heitzman is still working out there on the mound. No hesitation, just getting right back on the rubber, taking his signal. Every pitch is coming at about every 7 or 8 seconds.
So Jordan 6 for 10 in the last 2 games. So he's clearly been hot and stayed hot. And the Scouts still without a base runner. Well, Lambert has reached base in all 6 games that he has played so far this season. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, but 2 away. The righty Heitzman against Jordan Lambert. He hits from the left side. Heitzman looks at the catcher, Dallas Beaver. Now he sets and delivers the 1-2, and that one's hit on the ground over towards short. The shortstop Bork's going to throw over to first, and that'll get there in time to get the speedy Jordan Lambert for out number 3. So it's been a 1-2-3 inning for 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row for the Xenia Scouts. Still nothing going for the boys from Xenia. 4 innings deep into this one. It's the Cincinnati Steam 6 and the Xenia Scouts nothing. We have played 4. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Inning number 5 of baseball at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio. It has been a one-sided game thus far. The Cincinnati team lead this one by a score of 6-0, and Nick Curtis, he is the batter for the Cincinnati Steam. Or not, no. Oh, I'm blanking here. Nick Curtis, the man on the mound. Nick Curtis, the new kid on the block from Bruton Parker College in Georgia. We haven't seen him yet. His first pitch, fastball inside part of the plate, a called strike one, or ball one. Ooh, you got to sit up. The batter is Alix Holderbach. It'll be Holderbach, Brian Guck, and Connor Seglars in this inning. That ball hit on the ground towards third. Takas fields it, throws over to first, a long one, but reaching and getting it over at first base is the first baseman Kyle Casserly. One up, one down, and Nick Curtis has retired the first batter that he has faced all season. And we don't have much to say about Nick Curtis because, quite frankly, we don't know much. The redshirt freshman from Bruton Parker College didn't appear in many games this past year, just arrived on the scene for the Scouts a couple days ago. He is the collegiate teammate of Scouts reliever Titus Collins. But now Brian Guck to the plate. First pitch to Guck, fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike one. 0-1 the count here. One away in the top of the fifth. The Steam lead the Scouts by a score of 6-0. The first baseman Guck, he bats from the right side against the righty. And stepping off the rubber there is Nick Curtis. Brian Guck, on the day he is 1 for 2, a single and a ground out. Breaking ball missing on the outside. The ball.
I like what I see from Curtis thus far, being aggressive with the fastball. The curveball didn't miss by much either.
1-1. That one hit in the air, foul ground. Watching it fly way out of play is the first baseman Kyle Casserly. A long strike moves the count 1-2. We talk about Brian Guck. Guck, the native of Cincinnati, plays his college baseball at Adrian College. And Adrian College, you might recognize the name because Scouts reliever in 2016, Nick Cecil, playing his collegiate ball there. 1-2 is going to be upstairs, even at the count 2-2. Adrian College, D3 school. They were 34-13 overall, 23-5 in the MIAA. That's the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. For those of you that don't recognize the abbreviation, 2-2. Pitch from Nick Curtis comes low and in. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with one away here in the top of the fifth. It's the Steam 6. The Scouts nothing. So Curtis looks to the catcher, Ryan Park. The 3-2 pitch. And that one bouncing in the dirt. Ball 4. So the first base runner allowed here by Nick Curtis. And it is 1 on and 1 out to the bottom of the order now for Connor Seglars. Seglars, the left fielder, he is 0 for 1 today, did walk in the third and came around to score. Seglars, we saw him pitch in relief yesterday. Swung on and missed there. First pitch, fastball upstairs. 0-1 goes the count. Seglars bats from the left side against the righty. The man at first, Brian Guck, decent-sized lead over there. Here's the pitch. And that one right down the pipe, a called strike 2. So Nick Curtis quickly ahead in this count. No balls, 2 strikes here. And the Scouts, they kind of fight to stay alive in this ball game. Any is just going to make the mountain that they have to climb to get back into this game steeper and steeper. 0-2. That one high and outside moves the count 1-2. It's Seglars at the plate and then back to the top of the order with Jake Mercer. If the Scouts can't force the double play ball here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Nick Curtis records his strikeout of his Xenia Scouts career. And now 2 away here in the top of the fifth. But back to the very dangerous top of the order with Jace Mercer. Mercer, he started off this game 0 for 2, but his third time up, he did his damage to 2 RBI double. That was the first batter that Zach Wallace faced in this game back in the third inning. and that brought the Cincinnati lead from 4 to 6. But first pitch from Curtis to Jace Mercer is on the outside part of the plate. A called strike one. The center fielder, Francisco Andina, shaded towards left. The third baseman, Takis, playing in. And that ball is fouled. Third base side out of play. The count goes 0-2. Nick Curtis one pitch away here from closing the door on Jake Mercer.
And Curtis looks good here in the top half of the fifth inning. The fastball getting blown by some hitters. Again, not the most velocity, but efficient, and he's hitting his spots.
0-2. That one curveball up and away. And here's something you don't see every day in the Great Lakes League. Nick Curtis, a native of the state of Georgia. Jake Mercer, the native of Johns Creek, Georgia. A couple of Georgia boys going head-to-head here. A big spot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but 2 away here in the top of the fifth. Curtis looks to Ryan Park. The pitch. Upstairs again, evens up the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes now with 2 away. Guck leads from first. Here's the pitch. Up and away. The count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Nick Curtis. A big out here that he needs to make is with Jake Bork and Dallas Beaver, Mike Moffitt, the real heart of this Cincinnati Steam order awaiting on deck. The 3-2 pitch, runner goes, and that one is taken upstairs, ball 4. So a couple walks now issued by Nick Curtis as runners on first and second with 2 outs for Jake Bork. Bork, the shortstop from the University of South Carolina upstate. Bork on the day so far. He's 1 for 2. Also drew a walk. Singled in the second. Flew out to first in the third. He walked and came around to score back in the first. So he's reached base twice, 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him. That one right down the middle, a called strike one.
And that walk really hurts for Nick Curtis. The head in the count 0-2, and you let Jace Mercer get away from you. Now another duck on the pond there for Jake Bork.
0-1, and that one fouled out of play. Third base line. So once again, we see Nick Curtis ahead in this count, 0-2. And obviously, if you were listening 13 seconds ago, ahead 0-2 in the count to Jace Mercer. He ended up walking him. Let's see what Nick Curtis can do in this situation. The young Georgian looks back to second. Now he delivers the 0-2 pitch, and that one's a grounder over towards third. Takis picks it up, throws over to first in time for out number 3. So a couple of walks issued by the new kid on the block, Nick Curtis. But nobody comes home for the Cincinnati Steam. That's no runs on no hits. A couple of walks and 2 men left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 5th inning at Grady's Field in beautiful Xenia, Ohio. The Scouts trail the Cincinnati Steam by a score of 6-0. But plenty of baseball left to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the bottom of the inning. The Scouts, they trail 6-0 here to the Cincinnati's team. Chris Ackerman to lead things off. First pitch to Chris, and he lines that one into left center field, and that's going to drop in for a hit. Chris Ackerman safe at first, and the Scouts with the first hit of the day. And let me tell you, as the great Dave Naw says, nobody no hits the Scouts.
And it's about time from one of these Scouts hitters. Ackerman in the cleanup spot tonight. It's a little long drive over the head of the shortstop Bork, and finally the Scouts have a base runner on with nobody down here in the fifth.
So 1 on, nobody out for Kyle Casserly. Casserly, his first time up, he flew out to the shortstop, Jake Bork. First pitch, that one taken in there for a called strike one. Casserly from Wright State University by way of University of West Virginia. So 0-1 to Cass. That one low and in, evens up the count, of ball and a strike. Casserly played his baseball, his summer ball last year with the Strasburg Express. He bats from the left side against the righty here. Curveball. That one finds the outside part of the plate, the upper outside part of the zone. A called strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cass. One away here, or nobody out here with 1 on.
That's the second time we've seen that high curveball called a strike today. Aaron Tackett struck out on it earlier.
The 1-2 pitch, and Cass fouls that one off. Chasing over is the third baseman, Alix Holderbach. And the count is going to stay at 1-2. Casserly had a breakout day against Hamilton. 3 hits, 4 RBIs for the big first baseman from Wright State. Here comes 1-2 again. He takes that one on the outside, way on the outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Scouts, it took them 4 innings of a perfect game from Logan Heitzman before they could record their first hit in this game. And here's the pitch, and that one, a high chopper over towards short. They're going to go to second for 1. The throw to first for 2 is going to be it's going to be high, and it's going to pull the first baseman, Brian Guck, off the bag. So mark it down as a fielder's choice. Ackerman is out at second. Safe at first is Kyle Casserly. So 1 away now, and a runner on first still for the Scouts, with Aaron Takis coming to the plate. Takis, a .210 hitter on the year. He was the first of 2 strikeout victims for Logan Heitzman thus far today. Lead for Casserly, throw over. Ooh, that was a close one, but sliding back in safely is Kyle Casserly. It's Aaron Takis at the plate, and Bourgeois on deck, barring the double play ball. Casserly leads over from first. Pickoff attempt yet again. Safe yet again is Kyle Casserly. Aaron Takis has reached base in 4 games in a row. A .409 hitter at Corinne University. That is a Division III program in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. The ball is on the ground. Taking off is Kyle Casserly. He will slide in safely. So a pitch in the dirt that forced the catcher Dallas Beaver out of position, and Kyle Casserly sees it and takes advantage, advancing over to second. The throw from the catcher Beaver just was never going to get there in time. So Casserly moves into scoring position. A runner at second here with 1 out in the 5th. 1-0 pitch. Takis fouls that one hard. Third base side out of play. Count's going to even up 1-1. The Scouts, a lineup full of lefties, which should benefit you. It should benefit you in a game against a right-handed pitcher, but hasn't really gotten much going thus far. And Casserly is going to go throw over to third. Is going to not be in time. Kyle Casserly swipes third base, and doing it himself is Kyle Casserly, a guy who's not quite known for his speed. So it's a runner at third and 1 out. A ground ball on the infield could put the Scouts on the board here. Any kind of hit from Aaron Takis as well, even a long fly ball. The Scouts, a lot of pressure here. Now 2 balls and a strike. That one taken off the plate. So the count is going to move to a very favorable hitters 3-1 count. Casserly at third. And that one does find the zone. A called strike 2. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that one is going, the 3-2 pitch is going to miss on the outside. So now with runners at the corners. Runners at the corners. And 1 out here for Ange Bourgeois. The Scouts threatening for the first time in this ball game. Bourgeois grounded out to short or grounded out to second his first time up. Doesn't want to ground out to second here. That could force a 4-6-3 double play ball that could turn away the Scouts with no runs here. But Bourgeois, he has been hot. Hits in a couple straight games. The day off yesterday, however. Pitch off the plate, even the count of ball and a strike. Ange Bourgeois, the native of Salt Lake City, Utah. Comes here by way of Biola University, a name you'll recognize from Scouts 2016 All-Star Jeremy Barth. 1-1. And swinging and missing there is Ange Bourgeois. Looks like he got a piece of it per se, but now behind in this count, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the home half of the 5th. It's Aaron Tompkins at first, Kyle Casserly at third. The 1-2 from Heitzman. And that one is a blooper into shallow left field, but stepping a couple strides back is the third baseman, Alix Holderbach, who will make the grab in the shallowest part of left. All the runners stay. Nobody advances, and now it's 2 away. Runners at the corners for Dylan Lottenville. Well, here's what we saw from Dylan Lottenville his last time up. A ball robbed at the wall. When I say robbed at the wall, I mean if there was no outfielder standing at the wall, the ball would have gone over the fence. An athletic play by the left fielder Seglars to get it. And attacking on first pitch is Lottenville. That's going to be a foul ball first base side. Chasing all the way over is the first baseman Guck, but he will just watch that fall about a foot out of the reach of the first baseman Brian Guck. So nothing and 1 the count now. The Scouts trailing 6-0, trying to get anything going. And this is the first real opportunity that they have had to do so against this pitcher, Logan Heitzman. 0-1. And big swing and a miss there from Dylan Lottenville. He is quickly behind in this count. No balls and 2 strikes. Lottenville, the native of Bellevue, Washington. 1-2. That one in the dirt and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 2 away. How did we get here? Well, Chris Ackerman singled. Kyle Casserly hit into the fielder's choice, then stole a couple of bags. And then Aaron Takis walked and swung on and missed strike 3. And that is going to do it for the Scouts here in the bottom of the 5th. So the Scouts pick up their first hit of the game, but cannot bring him home. No runs on 1 hit. 2 men left aboard for Xenia. We have played 5. The Scouts trail the Cincinnati Steam by a score of 6-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we are playing in the 6th inning of baseball here at Grady's Field in Xenia. It's Andrew Alix and Gabe Genovesi here. The Scouts trailing in this one by a score of 6-0. And Dallas Beaver to lead things off for the Cincinnati team here. First pitch from Nick Curtis. Well, that one is upstairs and outside. Ball number 1. Dallas Beaver on the day. He is 1 for 2. An RBI triple back in the first. Brought home the first run of the game for the Cincinnati team. He has walked and flown out to center. 1-0 upstairs, now 2-0 the count. Nick Curtis in his first inning of work allowed a couple of walks, but no runs came home. A couple of ground outs to third and a strikeout for the freshman from the state of Georgia. Beaver awaits the 2-0 pitch. That one finds the upstairs part of the zone, a high fastball. Moves the count 2 balls, 1 strike with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Beaver from Kissimmee, Florida, 5th in the league in average coming into today, and he hits that one hard but foul. First base side, moving out of the way. The first base coach for the Cincinnati team, Mark Lovelace. And the count evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes. The big first baseman from Florida. The 2-2 pitch now. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. Nick Curtis goes with the curveball and sends Dallas Beaver down looking for out number 1. The first out of the 6th, the second strikeout of the day for Mr. Curtis. And now with 1 away, it's going to be Mike Moffitt to the plate. Mike Moffitt, you may know him as Mike Moffat if you read things phonetically, spelled Moffatt. But I guess the ATT makes an I sound. Grounder to third on the first pitch. Takis throws over to first in time. Mark it down as a 5-3, and 2 outs quickly here for Nick Curtis and the Scouts here in the top of the 6th game.
An impressive curveball from Curtis to strike out Beaver looking. The home plate umpire calling that high curveball all day. He gave him the high curveball at the chest, called strike 3, and then first pitch ground out from Moffitt. It's exactly what Nick Curtis was looking for. Hopefully he can get out of this inning quick.
So Beaver and Moffitt sit down. Now it's the Blaine Griffiths to the plate. Griffiths 0 for 2 with a walk. He has scored a run. First pitch from Curtis. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. 6-0 Cincinnati is your score. The 1-0. And that one is a high pop-up foul territory. Chasing his Takis, diving is Ryan Park. He'll get a piece of the glove on it, but he won't make the grab. Ryan Park tried to go Superman, extending his body fully, trying to make the diving grab. You hear some claps from the crowd because they respect the effort. But through all that, we're just going to have to call that strike 1. So the foul ball evens at the count 1-1 now.
A heck of an effort from Ryan Park behind the plate. Took his mask off, took off right away, and he might have got the edge of his glove on that one, came up just a few inches away. He hit the ground hard. A good effort from Park.
So now it's Blaine Griffiths. A ball and a strike here. Nick Curtis is going to deliver now. The pitch. And that one is a flare into left field, but Jordan Lambert's got it. He comes under it and makes the grab for out number 3. The first 1-3 inning of the game for the Xenia Scouts. Nick Curtis, the man to do it. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the team in the top of the 6th. We have reached the middle of the 6th inning at Grady's Field in Xenia. 6-0 the score in favor of the Cincinnati team. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we play here in the bottom of the sixth. The score, the Cincinnati Steam 6, the Xenia Scouts nothing. The Scouts, well, it's been a struggle so far from the plate, but Logan Height's been back out there. And he'll face Francisco Andina to lead things off. First pitch to Cisco. That one a slider. Finds the heart of the zone. A called strike one. Andina 0 for 1 on the day. He lined out to third his first time up. First, or the 0-1 pitch. That one comes low and inside. Even to the count 1-1. Andina from Spring Arbor College in Spring Arbor, Michigan. The native of Puerto Rico. He is 6th in the league in walks coming into this game with 8, and he hits that one on the ground, and that one finds the hole. A one-hopper into right field, and Francisco Andina has the second hit of the day for the Xenia Scouts. So a single from the 9-hitter, and now it's back to the top of the order with Benjamin Beachy. Beachy from Otterbein College. Like we said, Otterbein, the Ohio Athletic Conference champs. Beachy put on a real display in that Ohio Athletic Conference tourney. 7 for 11 with 2 RBIs. He scored 5 runs. Pickoff attempt to try to get Francisco Andina is not going to get there in time. Beachy came into this game batting .375 with 9 RBIs. That was tied for 10th in the league. First pitch to him, that one finds the zone, called strike one.
Beachy over 2 today. He also, last night, it was Beachy's first time not reaching base for the Scouts. He's due for a hit here.
The pitch, and Beachy waving and missing. Goes fishing at a ball on the outside part of the plate. Beachy bats from the right side here against the righty Heinzman. He finds himself quickly in an 0-2 hole. Andina leads from first. He's got some speed on the base paths. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one a grounder over towards short. They're going to go to second one, the throw to first for 2, not in time. So Ben Beachy beats out the double play, but the lead runner, Francisco Andina, is toast over at second base. And
the exact same thing that happened last inning for the Scouts.
Yeah.
To lead off the inning, Ackerman singled. Casserly grounded into a fielder's choice. 2 weak ground balls from Casserly last inning and Beachy this inning to the shortstop. And unfortunately, the Steam get the lead runner both times.
So now it's Ryan Park. First pitch to Ryan. Fastball outside part of the plate. A called strike one. Ryan is 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout in the fourth. That was a swinging strikeout. He grounded out on the first pitch he saw in the first. That was a 3 unassisted over to first base. Curveball, same spot though. That one finds the outside part of the plate for a called strike 2. So 2 Xenia Scouts in a row find themselves in a hole. 0-2 now. Park bats from the left side against the righty, Logan Heinzman. And that one fouled straight back into the box. We're going to stay at 0-2. I'll comment on it a couple times throughout the season, maybe every day if I can. But Point Loma Nazarene, the beautiful California beachside university where Ryan Park plays his college baseball, a good NAIA program, one of the best mascot names you'll ever hear, the Sea Lions. Here's 0-2. And that one hit hard but foul. Third or first base side. We're going to stay 0-2 again. So Ryan Park staying alive. Oh, 2 again. 1 away. The runner on first is Beachy. Outside ball 1. Count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A good take by Park there. That pitch, an off-speed pitch, just miss off the outside corner. We'll see what he can do in 1-2.
Pickoff attempt over to first. Not in time.
Beachy does have some speed over there at first base. Has not stolen a base yet thus far in the summer.
The pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. Ryan Park goes down swinging for the second time today. And now it's going to be Jordan Lambert to the plate with 1 on and 2 outs.
And we'll see what Lambert can do here. He's due for a hit over 2.
Jordan bats from the left side. First pitch low and away. Ball 1. Jordan hitless on the day. A ground out to short and a ground out to second in his 2 trips to the plate. Lambert from University of Tennessee Martin. That is the Skyhawks. Runner Beachy goes, but Lambert fouls that straight back into the screen. The count moves nothing. Or should I say, 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 away. It is Ben Beachy over at first. The Scouts trailing 6-0, trying to get something going in their 6th frame. Curveball on the outside. Missing. The count moves 2-1. Lambert. He awaits the 2-1 pitch. And that one coming on the inside. So 3 balls and 1 strike for Jordan Lambert. And Lambert potentially going to get something to hit here. And we have seen in the last couple of contests what Jordan Lambert can do when he gets a ball he likes. And Lambert gets the ball, but he just fouls it on the ground down the first base line. Very close, but no cigar. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Lambert now.
And on that one, the 3-1 pitch, I think he was expecting the fastball that he wanted. He got it, but it was low and inside. He jumped at it too quick. I think it might have been ball 4.
The 3-2 pitch. The runner goes, and Jordan Lambert fouls that one yet again. We are going to stay at 3-2. And Gabe, what kind of pitch count estimate do we have here on Logan Heintzman?
Heintzman, 52 strikes, 26 balls. Do a little math there. 78 pitches for Logan Heintzman.
If there's anything we learned to do here, it's do math on the fly. 3 balls, 2 strikes again with 2 away. The pitch, and the same thing happens. A foul ball down the first base line. Staying alive is Jordan Lambert.
And if Lambert can put one down that line or in the right center field gap, Beachy taking off on the 3-2 pitch with 2 down, it could score him from first.
The Scouts are down, but they're not out. But they're running out of time here. Pitch again, and Jordan Lambert loops that one over the glove of a jumping first baseman, Brian Guck. Jordan Lambert safe at first with his first hit of the day. The hit streak continues. Ben Beachy goes first to third. And now the Scouts with runners at the corners and 2 outs here, and a big spot for Chris Ackerman.
Ackerman had the first hit of the day for the Scouts his last time up, a single in the 5th inning. Comes back up here in the 6th really badly. The Scouts really badly need a hit.
So a hot bat plate in Chris Ackerman. Ackerman picked up the Scouts' first hit of the day back in the 5th inning. It's Jordan Lambert at first, Ben Beachy at third. First pitch to Ackerman. He fouls that one on the ground back into the box. 0-1 goes the count. Ackerman, the catcher from Hillsdale College. Of course, the same school that we see Scouts catcher Donald Ring and of course, Dylan Lottenville. Bunch of former Scouts, Ryan O'Hearn, Will Cruz. I say those names all the time for those of you that are not caught up with Scouts history. It's interesting stuff. A 1 pitch in the dirt on the outside. Good job by the catcher, Dallas Beaver, to stay in front of it, prevent the runner at third, Jordan Lambert, Ben Beachy, from coming home. We talk about how pass balls have been a big thing so far. Here at Grady's Field, a lot of area behind home plate, so anything that gets behind you is going to be a pretty safe bet for the man over at third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, right down the pipe. Taking all the way is Chris Ackerman. He finds himself behind in this count 1-2.
And that was a good fastball from Logan Heintzman. That one had some velocity on it, something we haven't seen the past inning or 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch on the outside. The count evens up 2-2. A big spot for the Scouts here. They trail by a score of 6-0 here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, but threatening yet again. And Chris Ackerman trying to make his mark on this ball game. 2-2 and swung on and missed strike 3. And that is going to do it. Drop third strike over to first in time. And that is going to be it for the Scouts in the bottom of the sixth. A couple hits for the Scouts, but they are turned away with runners at the corners. We have played six innings of baseball here at Grady's Field in Xenia. The score, the Scouts, nothing. The Cincinnati team 6. I am done doing play-by-play for the day, but the man, the myth, the legend, Gabe Genovesi, going to take you all the way home. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Heading to the top of the seventh at Grady's Field here in Xenia, Ohio.
Now, Cincinnati is the one with the big buildings.
And the first pitch from Nick Curtis to Hayden Singer is inside ball one. We are at home today. I apparently forgot that for a second. The Scouts trail the Steam 6-0 in the top of the seventh. A swing and a miss on a curveball from Singer, and the count's even at 1-1. 4 runs in the first inning, 2 in third for the Steam, zeros everywhere else on the scoreboard. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hayden Singer. Singer 1 for 2 today. He also reached on a hit by pitch. Now he chops a curveball toward Beachy at short. It gets past the diving glove of Beachy, and Hayden Singer is on for the third time today. His second hit, a single to lead off the seventh. And that'll bring up Alix Holderbach for the Steam. Holderbach 1 for 3 today. He did reach on one of those at-bats, a fielder's choice. He came around to score in the third inning. The one hit was an RBI single back in the first. Curtis checks the runner Singer at first. Now the pitch, a fastball way high, ball 1. Alix Holderbach, the junior from Eastern Kentucky, the righty playing third base this afternoon. Now the 1-0 pitch. Holderbach fouls one off behind the plate, 1-1.
And Holderbach, a guy who we have seen do some damage thus far. A RBI single back in the first. Nick Curtis, though, on the mound for the Scouts, very impressive thus far, allowing just 1 hit through 2 innings. The first hit allowed, of course, coming off the bat of Hayden Singer just a moment ago.
The pitch. Holderbach fouls it off once again. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alix Holderbach. And you mentioned that Curtis just got here to the Xenia Scouts a few days ago.
And he's young. Just finished off a redshirt year at a Division III school.
From Bruton Parker College.
Yeah, facing Division I guys, many of which have actually gotten some quality at bats at the Division I level.
The curveball misses just low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nick Curtis, the teammate of Titus Collins, who's been with the Scouts the whole year. Scout Titus gave him a call, and, well, Nick Curtis is here on the mound here for the Scouts today. The 2-2 pitch to Holderbach. Fouled off behind the plate. A good battle from Alix Holderbach. The count will stay at 2-2. After the big first inning from the Steam, they got 2 in the third. Otherwise, 3 straight zeros on the board in the 4th, 5th, and 6th for Cincinnati.
And Curtis, who's been able to force a couple of ground outs here. Double play ball would be big.
2-2 pitch. Ground ball in between Beachy and Takis at short and third. So a ground ball single for Alix Holderbach, and the first 2 runners are on here in the 7th for the Steam.
And Curtis, the commentator, he got the ground ball we just talked about, but that one just finding the hole. Beachy not able to move over quick enough and get in front of that one. The double play ball wouldn't have been possible anything. That play, that was a scorcher towards that 6 hole. But just like that, it's runners at first and second here, and Corey Coobs coming to the mound to have a word with Nick Curtis. Curtis now, here, Gabe, 22 plus 15, make that 37. So it's a pretty hefty relief appearance. And we'll see if the Scouts get anyone going in the bullpen and how Coobs decides to approach this with the bullpen dwindling and the doubleheader on Tuesday coming pretty quickly.
Scouts will have the day off tomorrow, but as you mentioned, a doubleheader at Lorain County. The Ironmen on Tuesday. I believe first pitch of that first game is at 2. Or is it 4?
I don't know. I'll check.
We both do not know the start time of our next game.
Well, hopefully we get there in time, Gabe.
But it is
I don't know who will broadcast the game.
It is a doubleheader
At Lorain County. That is in the northern part of Ohio, I believe.
Right by Cleveland. Now the first pitch to Brian Guck. High in the air, a foul ball right behind home plate, and Ryan Park dropped the ball.
Oh, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Ryan Park almost got it, so he had the ball, lost it, pops out of the glove. He then adjusts his glove, so he has it under in the basket. Ball falls on the glove again, rims out of the glove onto the ground, and new life here for Brian Guck, who, with that elevator shaft pop-up, would have just been, a 1 pitch out.
Now the 0-1 pitch from Curtis. High and away, ball 1. Nobody out. 2 on here for the Cincinnati Steam here in the top of the 7th. Hayden Singer on second. Alix Holderbach on first. The 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss on a fastball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brian Guck. Curtis on the day. 2 strikeouts through his first couple innings. He takes a look at the runner on second, Singer, and fires the ball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Guck, an RBI single in the first inning. He grounded out back to the pitcher. It was Zach Wallace at the time. No, excuse me. It was the starter, Alex Worthington. Grounded back to the pitcher in the 3rd inning, and he walked his last time up in the 5th. The 2-2 pitch, curveball inside and low. Ball 3. And the last thing you want to do is walk Brian Guck here and load the bases up with nobody down.
Indeed. The double play ball would be key here, but if you're Nick Curtis, you got to be frustrated by the inability to get that key first out on what was a, just a tough play You're the man on the firing line.
The 3-2 pitch inside, fly toward left center field. Ondina comes over and makes the grab in center. So despite Ryan Park dropping the foul ball, Curtis gets the out he badly needed, and there's one down here in the 7th.
Took 6 more pitches to do it. That's the only downside, but a good job there by Ondina to get that ball and relay it back towards third to prevent the runners from having any ideas of advancing another base.
It'll bring up Connor Seglars. Seglars 0 for 2. He did reach on a walk in the 3rd and come around to score. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. One looking in the 1st, one swinging in the 5th. He was a victim, the first victim of Nick Curtis. Seglars bats from the left side. Now he lines toward the left fielder, Lambert. Lambert ranging to his right makes the grab. Another hard hit ball out there to Jordan Lambert in left field. But a 1-pitch at bat, and there's 2 down.
And that's good. That's the 1-pitch at bat that Curtis was looking for. Curtis, like we said, a short year with Bruton Parker. So who knows when last time he's gone there and thrown 50 pitches is, but he's getting pretty close. 18 plus 27, Gabe. That is 45. So 45 pitches
Good
in
work,
now.
my friend.
Oh, yeah, I know. I got to call my 6th or 7th grade math teacher and say, look what I can do.
The leadoff batter, Jace Mercer, comes to the plate. He watches a fastball way above the head of Ryan Park. It goes all the way to the backstop. A wild pitch, and Singer will move up to 3rd. Holderbach will move up to 2nd.
And that one clearly just getting away from Nick Curtis.
Mercer today, 1 for 2 with a walk, but the one hit, a 2 RBI, 2-out double in the 3rd inning to extend the lead to 6-0. Now the 1-0 to Mercer. Inside, strike 1. Mercer came into today 7 for 27, make him 8 for 29. A .394 on base percentage, though, because of 3 walks and 3 hit by pitches. He had his 4th walk this afternoon. The 1-1. Blooper into center field. Ondina chasing and cannot get there. Mercer comes through again. A 2 RBI single for Jace Mercer. His 3rd and 4th RBIs of the day, and it's 8-0 steam.
And that's right, Gabe. That's tough. Jace Mercer continues to come in clutch. He showed he's one of the most highly touted players in this league. And this game is beginning to slip out of Xenia scouts.
Jake Bork steps to the plate for Cincinnati. Bork 1 for 3 with the walk today. The walk in the 1st inning. He came around to score the 1st run of the game. A single in the 2nd, a fly out to Casterly at 1st in the 3rd, and a ground out to Tackis at 3rd in the 5th. The 1st pitch, a curveball in there for strike 1. Bork the righty. Curtis on the mound, also a righty. Jake Bork goes to South Carolina upstate as Mercer dives back safely at 1st after the throw from Curtis. South Carolina upstate 24-31 overall this past year. They did have 1 player drafted in this year's draft as that pitch hits Park's glove and bounces away down the 3rd baseline. Mercer takes 2nd base.
Call that a pass ball.
And the count is even at 1-1. Charlie Carpenter was drafted in the 26th round by the Braves this year in the 770th pick. As the 1-1 pitch is a curveball just low, 2-1. That was the first player drafted since Dave Roseboom. And I can't even say it
Dave Roseboom.
without laughing.
Now, that is a name that you think about when you think about success. Just like you think about Trump when you think about luxury. You think about Roseboom, and that brings you to think about success. Dave Roseboom, a guy who in the Mets organization right now, coming out of this USC Upstate program. And I can tell you, when Jake Bork goes to sleep at night, he dreams one day he can be Dave Roseboom.
The 2-1 pitch high and in tight, 3-1 now. The 3-1 pitch from Curtis at the knees for strike 2. And I started laughing because of Roseboom, because he does play for the Mets, Andrew's favorite team over here.
Only plays for their AAA team now.
Yeah, okay.
One day he will.
In the Mets organization. Roseboom with the Binghamton. I can't even say it right.
Don't worry.
The AA affiliate of the Mets pitches well. 1.87 ERA. He just got moved up to AAA. Now the 3-2 pitch from Curtis is fouled off behind the plate. But with the AA Binghamton Mets, 52 appearances, 57 and 2/3 innings pitched at 1.87 ERA, 54 strikeouts, only 18 walks for Dave Roseboom.
It's funny because, we look at these guys and we see, no one from the school has been drafted in 5 years. I wonder how he's doing. And me and Gabe do the research. Turns out he's killing it. He's doing real well. A hero of many.
Now the payoff pitch, high and in, ball 4. Walk is, I believe, third batter of the game. And there's 2 on with 2 out for the Steam. That'll bring up Dallas Beaver for the Cincinnati Steam. Beaver 1 for 3 with a walk today.
And this is a guy who has the opportunity to pad his stats right here. Dallas Beaver.
Beaver came into today 15 for 31, make it 16 for 34 with a walk, batting just under 500. The pitch from Curtis, a fastball on the inside, fouled off behind the plate, no balls and 1 strike. Dallas Beaver 5th in the league in average at 484 coming into this one, tied for 11th in runs scored, tied for 5th in hits with 15, 7th in the league in on-base percentage at 556, 15th in slugging percentage at 645. Dallas Beaver killing it to begin the year for the Cincinnati Steam. Now the curveball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dallas Beaver.
Dallas, a name I'm going to miss saying when we're not playing the Steam, but as these two teams as we've seen through these first 2 games, Dallas Beaver, a player that scouts pitching, probably not going to miss facing.
Curtis blows a fastball by him. And the scoreboard says 2-2, but I believe it's only 1-2. Yes, it is. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dallas Beaver. Beaver is second on the Cincinnati Steam team with 6 strikeouts. Mercer on second, Bork on first for Cincinnati. The 1-2 pitch, a curveball misses outside, 2-2. Count even to Dallas Beaver.
8-0 Cincinnati is your score here.
The 2-2 pitch. High and inside. It goes off the glove of Park once again. Mercer moves up 90 feet to third. Bork goes to second. And that's the second pass ball in the past couple innings.
We're going to call it a pass ball, or are we going to call that a wild pitch?
It was a little high from Curtis. Park did have to stand up and went off the edge of his glove. I think you could go either way.
Yeah.
Now the 3-2 to Beaver. High and away. You walked him once again. The 4th walk issued by Nick Curtis. And the bases are juiced, I should say.
Juiced.
For Mike Moffitt.
Not Mofat.
And here comes Bubba Cates as we're going to make a pitching change. Nick Curtis, a couple nice innings of relief. He lets it get away from him a little bit here in the 7th. It's 8-0 Steam over the Scouts. His teammate, Titus Collins, will come in.
Big spot for Titus. We'll see if he can clean things up.
We'll be right back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here in the top of the 7th inning at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, an 8-0 Cincinnati Steam lead over the Xenia Scouts. The bases juiced for the Steam here with 2 down in the top of the 7th. Nick Curtis gets pulled. His college teammate, Titus Collins, comes in to relief. The first pitch to the batter, Mike Moffitt, is low and away, ball 1. Collins has pitched in 3 games thus far for the Scouts. All 3 games, he's just pitched 1 inning. He's given up 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts for Collins. Now a swing and a miss from Moffitt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Moffitt, 1 for 3 today. A strikeout in the first inning, a fly out to left in the second, a single in the 4th, and a ground out to Takis at third in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch, way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mike Moffitt. The Scouts will be off tomorrow, and then we'll travel to Lorain County for a doubleheader on Tuesday. The pitch, a swing and a miss from Moffitt. Low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mike Moffitt. Moffitt playing center field today, will be a senior at Northern Kentucky. Moffitt, 260 for the sophomore with the Norse. This past year as a junior, he hit 228. His on-base percentage was 281 as the 2-2 pitch is way low and away from Collins. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded for the Cincinnati Steamer in the top of the 7th. 2 down. The count 3-2 on Mike Moffitt, an 8-0 Steam lead. The pitch on the outside corner, strike 3. Titus Collins gets his first strikeout of the year in his 4th appearance with the Scouts. So despite getting the bases loaded, Collins gets out of that jam, but a 2-run single by Jace Mercer makes it 8-0 Cincinnati Steam as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Heading to the bottom of the 7th here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio. The Xenia Scouts trail the Cincinnati Steam 8-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Kyle Casserly will lead off the inning for the Scouts. He takes a ball low from the new pitcher, Darren Bowling. For the Cincinnati Steam, Logan Heinzman's final line as Casserly chops one toward the second baseman, Mercer. He makes the play on 2 hops. Casserly grounds out, and there's one down here in the 7th. Logan Heintzman's final line, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for Heintzman. He was perfect through 4. He pitched a heck of a game here today against the Scouts. And now Darren Bowling in to pitch. Bowling, the lefty, stands at 6'1", 205 pounds. Bowling's pitched in 1 game thus far for this team. 2 innings pitched. He's allowed 3 hits as the first pitch, Darren Takis is low, ball 1. Bowling, no runs allowed, though. 1 strikeout, no walks through his 2 innings of work. And now a strike on the inside part of the plate to Takis. The count is at 1-1. Aaron Takis 0 for 1 with a walk today. He struck out looking back in the 2nd inning, and now he swings through a curveball on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Takis.
We saw Darren last year. He doesn't throw the hardest in this league, but he can be efficient. Mean curveball.
The 1-2 pitch. Takis lines 1 foul down the third baseline, and will do the 1-2 all over again. Aaron Takis now has reached base in each of the last 5 games. It was 4 coming into today. He extended that streak with a walk in the 5th inning. Now the pitch. A curveball just off the outside corner. And the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Takis.
And the Scout's going to have to readjust, going from the righty to the southpaw Darren Bowling here.
The 2-2 pitch. At the knee, strike 3. Aaron Takis strikes out for the 2nd time today. Darren Bowling gets his first strikeout of the evening. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
Darren Bowling just painting the corners there. Like I said, not throwing very hard. But he's got some potential, and he's got command. And just like that, Bowling making 2 quick outs. Ange Bourgeois to the plate now.
Bourgeois steps up. He's 0 for 2 today. A ground out to the second baseman, Mercer, in the 3rd inning. A fly out to the third baseman in the 5th inning as he takes the ball outside, 1-0. The 1-0 from Bowling this time catches the outside edge, 1-1. Bourgeois just has 1 triple this year. He's one of 25 players in the Great Lakes League to have a triple. Now the 1-1. This time he fouls it off behind the Xenia Scouts dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bourgeois, talking to him before the game, normally he wears what's called a pro hitter on his top hand thumb, so it'd be his left-hand thumb. He pinched a nerve a couple years back, and now the 1-2 to Bourgeois, curveball high, 2-2. And someone showed him this thing. It's kind of just like a cushion that goes around your thumb and sits in between your thumb and your pointer finger as you grip the bat. Now the 2-2. He checks his swing on a high fastball. He did not go around. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, his pro hitter broke a couple days ago. He talked about, he was out of the lineup yesterday. He talked about how it feels a little weird not hitting with it today. He has a couple on the way. The 3-2 pitch, a curveball outside. Bourgeois walks. The Scouts have a base runner here in the bottom of the 7th, and Dylan Lottenville will come to the plate.
And the solution is Amazon Prime. You know, something like that, Briggs. Amazon Prime is the way to go. But Dylan Lottenville looking for a hit here, and he has had a tougher couple of days than anyone, just from the perspective of hitting the ball hard, but just at people.
He takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. And Lottenville didn't like the call. He puts his bat on the ground, just kind of stares down the first baseline and gets back in. The 0-1, a curveball grounded hard but fouled down the third baseline. And Darren Bowling is ahead 0-2 on Dylan Lottenville. You talked about the tough days for Lottenville. He got robbed at the wall last night, and then he gets robbed at the left field wall again today. A leaping catch made by the left fielder Connor Seglars robbed Lottenville of a 2-run bomb. Now the 0-2, Lottenville grounds it towards the shortstop. Borky flips over to the second baseman, Mercer, and the Scouts are retired here in the 7th. An 8-0 lead for the Cincinnati Steam as we head to the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Heading to the top of the 8th at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, an 8-0 Cincinnati Steam lead over the Scouts. Here as we started this one at 4:05, a quick one thus far. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes in, and Andrew has the out-of-town scoreboard before we get the 8th going.
We have played one game so far, other than us, in this Great Lakes League, and the Richmond Jazz beat the Galleon Graders 10-9. The Hamilton Joes and the Copperheads about to get underway.
So the Jazz, a 10-9 win, stay atop of the Southern Division. They moved to 5-2 on the year. The first pitch to Blaine Griffiths is high and tight, 1-0. Titus Collins still on in relief for the Scouts. That pitch misses low below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Blaine Griffiths. Griffiths 0 for 3 today with a walk. He came around to score in the first inning on that walk, as this time the off-speed pitch from Collins misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. Blaine Griffiths came into today 10 for 28. And now a 4-pitch walk to Griffiths. He's on for the second time today to lead off the 8th.
So Collins struggling to find control there. 4-pitch walk. Let's see if he can bounce back against Hayden Singer here. Singer's had himself a day. 2 for 3 so far with a ribby.
Griffiths had a .486 on base percentage coming into today. He led the team in walks with 6, and he extends that a little bit. Walked 7 and 8 today for Blaine Griffiths. And now a line drive to Takis at third. He makes the leaping catch, and he doubled Griffiths up at first. A nice play by Aaron Takis, and there's 2 down.
And heads up there by Takis. Hard liner right at him. The quick reflexes for the man in the hot corner, Takis. A sitting duck in between the first and second base bags was Blaine Griffiths. Takis just easily tossed it over there, and just like that, an F5 to 3 double play.
Alix Holderbach will step to the plate for the Steam. Holderbach 2 with a couple singles. He followed this one back and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Holderbach, an RBI single in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score in the third. A ground ball to Takis at third in the 5th inning, and a single last time up in the 7th. He came around to score on that 2 RBI single from Jace Mercer. Holderbach, the righty. Collins delivers. Fastball on the inside for strike 1. The count, no balls and 2 strikes on Alix Holderbach. Collins got his first strikeout of the year. Last inning, Moffitt, bases loaded. This pitch misses low and away. 2 balls, 1 ball, and 2 strikes.
Let's see if Collins can get the punch out here.
The 1-2, a curveball just off the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alix Holderbach. Holderbach was also tied for the lead in walks on this team with Griffiths with 6 as he fouls one off. So he is a very patient hitter at the plate. He's not going to chase much out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alix Holderbach, an 8-0 lead for the Cincinnati Steam over the Xenia Scouts here. As Holderbach grounds one towards third, Takis picks it up, fires across the diamond. Casserly scoops it at first, and that'll do it for the Steam here in the 8th. Kyle Casserly scoops another one out of the dirt. A 1-2-3 inning for Titus Collins, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Scouts trail 8-0. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the 8th we go here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio. 8-0 Cincinnati steam lead over the Xenia Scouts, as Francisco Andina will lead off the bottom of the 8th for the Scouts. The first pitch from the new pitcher, Alix Benavides, is outside, ball 1. Benavides has appeared in 1 game thus far for this team. He allowed 1 hit on 1 run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 1 inning of relief. Now the 1-0 to Andina, a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
And Benavides, the son of Cincinnati Reds bench coach Freddie Benavides.
Which, I mean, obviously Benavides is talented, but which might explain why he was drafted out of high school, as the 1-1 pitch, a curveball on the outside corner, strike 2 to Andina. He was drafted out of high school in the 37th round by the Reds in 2016. Benavides will be a sophomore at Alvin Community College next season. The 1-2 pitch to Francisco Andina, curveball misses inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that is a good curveball from Alix Benavides.
I would say it might not just be, sometimes you'll see people who don't necessarily deserve it get drafted in the super late rounds. If you got a friend or connection on the team, as 2-2 misses outside, curveball now 3-2. But that's a big that's a big curveball, big break. This guy has a shot to possibly do something.
The 3-2 pitch to Andina. Inside, ball 4. Francisco Andina walks for the 9th time this year. He was tied for 6th in the league coming into this one in walks. That'll move him up into the top 5 probably. And the Scouts had their leadoff base runner on here in the 8th. That'll bring up Ben Beachy, the leadoff hitter for the Scouts. Beachy 0 for 3 today. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the 6th. First pitch to Beachy on the outside corner, strike 1. Ben Beachy leads this Xenia Scouts team in hits, tied actually with Jordan Lambert with 9. And I'm going to correct my mistake a little bit. Jordan Lambert singled his last time up, so coming into today they were tied. Lambert now has 10 hits on the year, as the curveball is inside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ben Beachy. Beachy was 9 for 24 coming into today, now 9 for 27 on the year. A .333 batting average. The 1-1 pitch to the sophomore Farbine. The curveball misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beachy leads the Xenia Scouts team in RBIs with 9. Now the 2-1 pitch from Benavides. A fastball. Beachy puts it into foul territory down the first baseline. It goes just out of play. The first baseman, Duck, chased after it. Get there, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beachy steps out of the box, now steps back in. Benavides, the lefty. Beachy, the righty. The 2-2 pitch, way outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ben Beachy, who's playing shortstop today for the Scouts. Beachy's been one of the hot hitters for the Xenia Scouts, leads the team in multi-hit games as well. 3 multi-hit games for the Scouts thus far this year. The 3-2 pitch, outside, a swing and a miss from Ben Beachy on a fastball that was just off the plate. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th.
And that is the 8th strikeout recorded by Cincinnati's team pitching today. And 2 of the strikeouts coming from the man stepping to the plate right now, Ryan Park.
Park, a switch hitter, bats from the right side against the lefty Benavides. The first pitch is way outside, a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Park, as you mentioned, 0 for 3 today with the 2 strikeouts. A strikeout in the 4th, a strikeout in the 6th. Benavides, the lefty, looking straight at Andina at first. Now the 0-1 pitch. Andina takes off, throw down to second. Andina slides in safely. Francisco Andina is now 4 for 4 on stolen bases this year. The Scouts have a runner in scoring position for the 3rd time today.
And Andina flexing the wheels there. Scouts have been unable to get anything going so far. So hopefully they can put one on the board. Maybe make a rally. We've seen them with big innings in the ninth before. Big question, do they have a shot in this game?
Ryan Park had a 4-game hit streak end last night against the Steam, and thus far he's hitless today. The 2-0 pitch, a curveball that stays outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Ryan Park. Park, his first at-bat as a righty today. Batted from the left side in each of his first 3 appearances. The 3-0. This time the fastball catches the outside corner, 3-1. Park actually batted righty his whole life up until his junior year of high school. He was struggling his freshman and sophomore year and decided he needed a little switch of things. He batted lefty playing wiffle ball with his friends in the front yard, and he said he just crushed the wiffle ball left-handed, decided to see if it would work in the cage, and now as the 3-1 pitch is a fastball on the outside, strike 2. And now he says, no, my apologies. That's strike 3. Ryan Park strikes out swinging for the 3rd time today, and Jordan Lambert will come to the plate. But just to finish that story real quick, he stuck with it. He likes batting lefty more than he does righty now, and he didn't start until a few years ago.
And that's an interesting transition to me. I can't imagine doing something righty my entire life and then just, taking a couple hacks from the left side and being like, oh, maybe this is a little more comfortable for me. Maybe I'll have a little more success that way. But Park, a guy who, now playing at the NAIA level, clearly paid off for him.
The big swooping curveball in there for strike 1 on Jordan Lambert. The count even at 1-1. Lambert singled his last time up in the 6th inning. Lambert now 7 for his last 13 appearances at the plate. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball inside, and that ball either hit Lambert on the hand or off the bottom of the bat. And I believe that hit the knob of the bat.
I think Lambert tried to claim that it was the hand, but to no avail. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
So the count now 1-2 to Jordan Lambert. Ondina leads off second. The 1-2 pitch. Lambert fouls it off, and we'll do 1-2 all over again.
Managing to stay alive there, Jordan Lambert. His hit streak continues. He is the hot bat in this lineup. And the Scouts, every run still counts. You don't want to be shut out. A double in the gap from Lambert. You got the speed with Ondina on the base path, and see what you can do.
The 1-2 pitch from Benavides. Fouled off behind the plate. Lambert stayed alive once again. Jordan Lambert, we mentioned the 7 of his last 13. He's just been on a tear. 2nd on the team in RBIs with 6. And 3rd on the team in on-base percentage at .517. Ondina, a big lead at second base. The 1-2 pitch drilled high and deep to right field. The right fielder Griffiths ranging over. He makes the grab along the line. And that's going to do it for the Scouts here in the 8th. The walk by Ondina to lead off inning. He steals second, but nobody can bring him home. A fly out to right ends the inning. And the Scouts are still scoreless as we head to the top half of the 9th inning. 8-0 the Steam lead. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the ninth we go here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, an 8-0 Cincinnati Steam lead over the Xenia Scouts as a first pitch to the batter, Brian Guck, is low for ball one. Titus Collins still in relief for the Scouts. Through his first inning and a third, a strikeout for Collins. No hits thus far. And now Guck grounds one towards third. Takis fields it on a few hops, fires across the diamond, one down here in the ninth.
And when you look for bright spots in games like this, the Scouts have been pretty stout defensively. Aaron Takis doing a good job over at third today. Short, Ben Beachy doing a good job. Not a lot of action. But I like Takis. A lot of ground balls to third today. Is not messed up one time. So Aaron Takis working very effectively in that hot corner.
And just off a quick count in my book, 5 ground balls to third thus far today. And Takis, no errors as the first pitch to the batter, Connor Seglars, is fouled off. No balls and 1 strike. Seglars 0 for 3 today with a walk. He came around to score in the third inning off that walk. And now the fastball from Collins catches the outside edge. No balls and 2 strikes. Collins working in his third inning of relief. He got the last out in the 7th. Now the curveball catches the outside corner. Connor Seglars goes down looking. Titus Collins has his second strikeout of the game and of the season. And there's 2 down here in the 9th.
Good looking pitch there from Titus Collins. Another bright spot. Titus Collins, 2 innings pitched so far. Needs to get 1 more out here, but he has yet to allow a hit. Hasn't allowed a run, just 1 walk. He's kind of looking to send down his 7th batter of the game.
And it's the leadoff batter, Jace Mercer, who takes the ball high and away. Titus Collins from Bruton Parker College, a wrestler at Bruton Parker, didn't come in to play baseball. The 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1 on the outside corner. He was an all-state wrestler in high school, so he went to Bruton Parker College to wrestle. He was throwing with a friend, and the baseball coach saw him and said, hey, we need some extra arms. You want to come try and help us out? And Titus Collins went and is liking it. He will play baseball again at Bruton Parker next season. And now he's ahead in the count on Jace Mercer, 1-2. The pitch, a curveball misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So for Titus Collins, a big opportunity this season to improve, picking up baseball on the new for him, but high level of competition. We'll see how he fares.
The 2-2 pitch, another off-speed pitch, misses low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jace Mercer. Mercer's been the big RBI guy thus far for the Steam. A 2 RBI double in the 3rd, a 2 RBI single was last time up in the 7th, and this time Mercer walks. His 2nd walk of the day, so Mercer is on for the 4th time today, and the Steam have a 2-out base runner.
And probably not the guy you want to Jace Mercer, one of the fastest guys in the league, one of the real athletes in the league. And, Jake Bork will be the 9th batter that Titus Collins faces so far today. And runner goes.
Mercer will take off. The throw from Park is high. Bourgeois laid down the tag and spun right away from second, thinking he got Mercer. Instead, Jace Mercer is in there with a steal.
Definitely a close one.
And I believe that's Jace Mercer's 6th steal of the season. He had 5 coming into today. I was just trying to remember if he stole a base earlier.
Time will tell. Doesn't look like we have him for a steal earlier today.
So Mercer now 6 for 7 on the year in stolen bases, the sophomore from Cincinnati. Jake Bork at the plate, the count 1-1 on Bork. The pitch, chopper towards short. Beachy fields it on 2 hops, flicks it over to Casserly, and the Steam are done here in the 9th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. The Scouts trail 8-0. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the ninth we go. The Xenia Scouts down to their final 3 outs. Down 8-0 to the Cincinnati Steam here at home today at Grady's Field. A new pitcher for the Steam once again. Casey Grimm comes in to pitch. Grimm, 2 games appeared in for the Steam thus far. 2 innings pitched. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, but none of them were earned. The lefty side armor fires a fastball for ball 1 just off the outside part of the plate. Chris Ackerman leads off the inning. Ackerman 1 for 3 today. Struck out his last time up in the 6th. Now takes a big hack at an off-speed pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Grimm is not allowed an earned run thus far through 2 innings. And now a chopper back to him on the mound. Grimm fields it, fires over to first, and Ackerman is retired for the 3rd time today, 1 away here in the 9th. I'll bring up Kyle Casserly for the Scouts. Casserly 0 for 3 today, a fly out to the second baseman in the 1st inning, and I should say more like a bloop out as Jason Mercer
it was tough.
Ranged back and made a great play over the shoulder in the 2nd. Casserly did reach on a fielder's choice in the 5th, and now he takes a ball low and away, 1-0, and he grounded out to the second baseman Mercer his last time up in the 7th. Casserly, the redshirt junior from Wright State, the 1-0. Just below the knees, 2 balls and no strikes. Casey Grimm at Wright State Lake University. He'll be a sophomore with the Lakers. Now the pitch. Just off the inside edge, 3 balls and no strikes to Kyle Casserly. With the Lakers, a 4.06 ERA for 6-2 in 15 appearances. He made 7 starts. Allowed 34 runs, only 23 of them earned. As the 3-0 pitch is in there at the knees to Casserly, 3-1. 8 walks, 26 strikeouts for Casey Grimm in school ball. Now the 3-1 pitch from the lefty. Low and away. Casserly's on for the 2nd time today. He walks for the 4th time this season. And the Scouts have a base runner in the 9th.
Yeah, and, just the key for the Scouts is to just keep swinging, never give up, never give up. Stranger things have happened, and it's not over to the fat ladies things. I'll give you all the – any more cliches, Gabe? Do we have any more cliches on tap? And then over till it's over.
Until the pigs fly?
Yeah, the pigs fly.
Aaron Takis steps to the plate. He swings through a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1. Takis 0 for 2 with a walk today. Struck out looking both times. Once in the 2nd, once in the 7th. Casserly takes off from first. No throw will be made. Kyle Casserly takes second base. The pitch was a ball to Aaron Takis. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Takis with the walk in the 5th, and he extended his on-base streak to 5 games. And now an off-speed pitch low and away to Takis. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kyle Casserly on second, an 8-0 lead for the Cincinnati Steam over the Scouts here in the 9th. Takis takes a fastball inside. He's ahead in the count, 3-1. Takis in the field today. 5 balls hit to him, 5 balls fielded cleanly. The 3-1 pitch, low and away, ball 4. Takis is on for the 2nd time today with the walk.
Scouts with a couple of ducks on the pond. Ange Bourgeois time. He's up for 2 on the day, trying to pick up that big hit. Bourgeois had done pretty well coming into today's game, and with the day off yesterday. Like you said, what was that thing he said he has that he can't find, or he lost, or broke?
Ange Bourgeois hit the pro hitter on his thumb. It's called a pro hitter. It's an orange, basically cushion.
Yeah.
It goes around your thumb. He had a pinched nerve a couple years back between his thumb and his pointer finger, and it hurt him to squeeze the bat, to swing the bat, as the first pitch to Bourgeois is a fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. So a couple games ago, it broke.
Yeah.
And Bourgeois was not in the lineup last night, so this is his first game playing without the pro hitter. He said it feels a little weird, and he skies one toward left center field. Coming in is the left fielder, Connor Seglars. He makes the grab, and there's 2 down here in the 9th.
Scouts down to their final out in this contest. They're trailing this ball game 8-0 thus far. The Steam with 8 runs on 10 hits. The Scouts with no runs on 3 hits.
Dylan Lottenville steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. The big fly out to left field in the 3rd inning. A robbery by Connor Seglars. He jumped up on the wall and made the grab. He robbed Lottenville of a 2-run bomb. Now Lottenville checks his swing at a fastball high. No balls and 1 strike. Lottenville now 2 for 21 on the year. Casserly on second, Takis on first. The 0-1 pitch. High and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Dylan Lottenville. Lottenville adjusts his helmet. Now the 1-1 pitch, skied high into left field. Will this one get over? That ball carrying, and that ball is caught at the warning track. And Dylan Lottenville really doesn't have any words. He takes off his helmet as he jogs back into the dugout, and that's going to be the game. Dylan Lottenville has been about a foot short of 2 home runs, and then 1 was over, and he got robbed by Seglars earlier in the game. He is hitting the ball well and just can't catch a break. But that's the final score from Grady's Field. 8-0. The Cincinnati Steam beat the Xenia Scouts. The Scouts will fall to 2-6 on the year. The Steam improved to 5-3, and with the Jazz winning today, improving to 5-2, the Scouts now 3.5 games back of first place. What can you take out of this one, Andrew?
Not much. Great job by Titus Collins coming in relief. Probably the best appearance we've seen from him so far today. Like we talked about previously, another good job defensively by Aaron Takis. Definitely the best work that we've seen him do at the hot corner so far this season. But a Father's Day disappointment for the Scouts, who really thought that they could come back and try to gain some momentum going to the off day and then the doubleheader in Lorain County. But this is a big breaking point for the season, this doubleheader we have coming up. Big trip to Lorain County, day off, 4-hour bus ride. For the Scouts, it's going to be which team's going to show up. Is it going to be the team that showed up today, which was the team that had nothing going for it in any way, shape, or form? Is it going to be the team where the starting pitching blows up? Is it going to in one big inning, or is it going to be the team we saw on, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday, where they just absolutely teed off on the Hamilton Joes and really just showed their offensive firepower? So it's a big question, and all is not lost. Plenty of potential on this team. Still very early in the season, but if you are the Xenia Scouts, this was not the day that you were hoping for in this Sunday afternoon matinee. But, we'll be back. We'll be back on Tuesday with a couple of games in a row, Gabe, and we'll see how she goes.
Scouts leave 8 runners on base in this one. They did not commit an error in the field. 3 hits for Xenia, no runs. To say that in a more efficient way, this team 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 12 left on base for the Steam. The Scouts, no runs, 3 hits, 8 left on base, no errors as well. The Xenia Scouts take a tough 8-0 loss. They fall to 2-6 on the year, now 3.5 games out of first place. The Richmond Jazz, as we head into a doubleheader with Lorain County on Tuesday. For Andrew Alix, I'm Gabe Genovesi. Join us Tuesday for, I believe, a 4:05 first pitch in Lorain.
Check Twitter. We'll let you actually.
All right, before we
all I gotta do is press the tomorrow or
before we get off the air here. An off day tomorrow for the Scouts.
Just remember, folks, hit the subscribe button. That's what I really want from you. Hit the red subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at www.xeniascouts.com. Or no, on Twitter. Go to www.xeniascouts.com. Facebook as well. Like us. We got a 5:05 start in the first game, and then the second game slated for 7:05, but it'll really be just 20 minutes after the first game ends, 20 or 30 minutes after the first game
ends. And the reason it's slated for 2 hours later is because we play 7 innings in both of those games because of the doubleheader. Hopefully, the Scouts can go into Lorain and pick up a couple wins, get this season back on track.
That would be 2 wins in Lorain. That would be a quick way to make the sun shine a little bit brighter here in Xenia.
An 8-0 Cincinnati Steam win over the Scouts. The Scouts fall to 2-6. The Steam improved to 5-3. Join us Tuesday in Lorraine for Andrew Alix. I'm Gabe Genovesi. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and we will talk to you Tuesday.